Happy day to all. Today we will discuss about that 8th standard topic, unit number 11, hair. One of the important content of this hair lesson is known as carbon dioxide. We know on that carbon dioxide very well because this is our exhale breathing gas. Is it right? Which is our inhale breathing gas? Oxygen. Which is our exhale breathing gas? Carbon dioxide. Is it right? So, we will well know for that the exhale breathing gas is known as carbon dioxide. On that carbon dioxide we will discuss right now. So, the carbon dioxide is known as 3 atomic particles is there. It means one is carbon and another one is oxygen. One carbon is there and 2 oxygen atomic particles is there. That is why 3 atomic particles is there, but 2 elementary particles is there. Is it clear? Elementary particles mean carbon and oxygen, and atomic particles mean 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. So, the molecular formula of carbon dioxide is CO2. What is that molecular formula of carbon dioxide? The carbon dioxide molecular formula is CO2. We want to remember it always, okay no. So, the molecular formula of carbon dioxide CO2 mean it's contain 1 carbon and 2 oxygen molecules. It will be clear right now. Next, the carbon dioxide is simply presence of our environment. We know very well for that because inhale and exhale gases are combination of all air composition. Air composition is contain nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, other all noble gases and simplest water vapors, all those things is there. So, inhale gas is the composition of all the gases component, but exhale gas is the only the components of carbon dioxide and other gases. So, which is our inhale gas? Oxygen. Which is our exhale gas? Carbon dioxide. Yes, it is clear. Then it must be simply spread out on the overall surface here of in our atmosphere. So, like as in our earth surface, that the earth surface is spreading like as carbon dioxide mean it must be gifted from our God, because when is the presence of carbon dioxide mean, then only in our earth atmosphere it sustains that particular regular temperature, otherwise it cannot happen. You can ask to me like that how it is because when is the presence of carbon dioxide, sunlight pass through in our atmosphere air, the carbon dioxide is absorb that heat energy and reflect like this, that the reflection is not completely, it must be sustain their heat energy. Sustainability of heat energy mean then only we are survey our general and normal regular life, otherwise it's not happens, because plants and animal bodies are growing with their metabolism mean it must be needed for much more little quantity of heat energy, that the heat energy sustainability depends on the presence of carbon dioxide only, there is no other gases. Is it clear? So, the importance of carbon dioxide presence of our atmosphere is must. Moreover, it is much more greater ratio to increase that carbon dioxide mean it is harmful for us. So, plus and minus is both the characterizations is simply happens in our presence of carbon dioxide. So, let us discuss about that carbon dioxide mean, the importance of carbon dioxide, how they behave, how we can utilize, all those things we will discuss. Is it right? Right now. Then next we are discuss about that how the presence of our carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. It is simply presence on gaseous phase component. It is getting from several areas like as respiration of our plants and animals. Moreover, it is the formation of the end product like as fermentation. For the simplest process known as curd formation. This is the process known as milk is turned to curd mean the process is known as fermentation. That the fermentation happens mean the liberation of gas is carbon dioxide. So, these are the categories of to making man-made process like as formation of carbon dioxide, at the same thing for natural process also. So, these manner in our carbon dioxide survived in our atmosphere. Is it right now? Next we will discuss about that occurrence of carbon dioxide in our Milky Way or in our air surfaces. Right now, the occurrence mean in our Earth atmosphere air, it's contain 0.03 percentage of our carbon dioxide. We will think like that 0.03 percentage mean it's much more little quantity, sir. No, it's a greater quantity considered like as whole atmosphere. Right now, this is atmosphere in much more vast quantity. Is it right? Then, so the percentage of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is 0.03 percentages. Right now, then how the presence of in our atmosphere, how it's getting in our day by day life in our atmosphere mean, first of all we will discuss here before how it's getting like that, the respiration of plants and animals. When we taking as a food to conversion of energy mean the liberation of carbon dioxide is happens. Then only we will exhale gas is known as carbon dioxide. So this is the first thing. Next thing is fermentation process carried by in our domestic purpose or in our natural process. So all those things process is simply evolved by the gas of carbon dioxide. Right now, then in our natural process is also evolved in our carbon dioxide. Where it is? Yes, let us discuss like that now for the evolution of volcanoes. Volcano gases is simply known as carbon dioxide. Is it clear? So the volcano evolution is simply evaluated by the gas of carbon dioxide. One more thing in our natural process is known as the oils or spills or doing on that decomposition their own, then only it's also the evolution of gas is known as carbon dioxide. So natural source and artificial source is simply possible to getting like as carbon dioxide. Natural process, volcano and oil spills or decomposition, and then artificial process known as respiration and fermentation. Is it clear right now? So then next we will discuss about that much more importance of carbon dioxide presence of in our atmosphere mean it must be regulated by the process of carbon cycle. Carbon cycle is carried by the process of giving much more energy and body growthing process, all those things of in our carbon cycle, it's must to helping our carbon cycle. Which gas is helping to carbon cycle? Carbon dioxide gas is helping to carbon cycle because of photosynthesis is carried by the presence of carbon dioxide only. So then only we will getting as a food material from our plant bodies. So this is the major reasonable component of our living life. So this is the reasonable for carbon cycle. Next one of that important content like that, we will exhale gas known as carbon dioxide. We will discuss it already. Okay, now that the exhale gases of carbon dioxide, it's much more increasing the ratio of our atmosphere air composition of carbon dioxide. Already in our carbon dioxide presence of our atmosphere, we are also generated by every minute, every second by the exhale gases mean it's much more greater ratio. But in our atmosphere living organisms or in our photosynthesis by plants mean they will be absorb the carbon dioxide. Moreover, the carbon dioxide ratio is much more greater because absorb the carbon dioxide percentage is much more greater than exhale of carbon dioxide percentage. Then only we will feel like harmful effects of our earth surfaces. Is it clear now? So in our carbon dioxide mean much more greater positive things is there mean little bit on that negative things also carried by on that same content of carbon dioxide. Is it clear? So we want to learn clearly and utilize properly. We just reduce the usages of carbon dioxide right now. Then next off we will discuss on that content of carbon dioxide is physical property of carbon dioxide. Physical property of carbon dioxide mean first of all we will discuss like this, carbon dioxide is the phase of gaseous compound. Yes, gaseous compound. So carbon dioxide is a gaseous compound mean it's colorless, moreover it's odorless. So it cannot be identified, it cannot be feel it. Okay, no. So the carbon dioxide physical first one of the physical property is colorless and odorless. Next one of that physical properties is a heavier weighted particle or compared with our hair. Then only it's easy to settle down in the layer of earth surfaces. Then only it's survey our weather temperature. Otherwise it cannot happens like that. In this carbon dioxide gas only is reasonable for seasonings. So the importance of carbon dioxide we must want to now, right now. So the second physical property of carbon dioxide is it's heavier than air. Then third one is it's not supported to combustion, because carbon dioxide mean oxygen is there. You can ask like that, mean as a reasonable for that burning is oxygen addition. So that carbon dioxide is having oxygen. So the materials like as burning, no, not at all. Carbon is a highly stable material. It's binded with oxygen, mean it's fully arrested on that property of oxygen. So the carbon dioxide it cannot be helping and supporting to burning like combustion. Right? Is it clear now? Then next for it, it's fairly soluble in water surfaces. We know very well for that in our cool drinks bottle. Is it clear? When we purchase a cool drink bottle and come by that run with your home, mean then open that cool drinks bottle, mean it's evaluated. It's instantly evaluated. That's mean a forward. That means the inside the cool drinks bottle it's deposited like carbon dioxide. Then only the cool drinks are highly preserved. Otherwise it's easily to spoil by that storing, by that traveling, by that absorbing heat energy, mean that cool drinks are simply spoiled. We cannot using to drinking purpose. So then only the preserving material like as carbon dioxide is deposited to in our soft drinks material. Okay now. So the carbon dioxide is partially soluble in water surfaces like as normal temperature. When we giving to that coldness, mean it's much more greater soluble. In our oxygen gas is also little soluble in our cold water, no, because of that decreasing the temperature, increase the pressure. Increase the pressure mean in our carbon dioxide is easy to dissolve in our water surfaces, but it's not completely, you must care about it. Okay, no. So next for carbon dioxide is placed in our soft drinks. That means carbon dioxide is sparingly soluble in our water. Is it right now? Moreover, slightly it's turned to blue litmus to red litmus. What it is? It slightly turns to blue litmus to red litmus. That means in our carbon dioxide gas is deposited to any one of the liquid surfaces, mean that liquids is nature of slightly acidic in nature. What is mean by that acid, sir? It's contain much more greater energy, that is known as acid initially. Okay now. Then next for that, it's easy to liquefied under that condensation processes. The condensation process mean decrease the temperature and increase the pressure, then the component is carried by condensation. By the condensation process mean in gaseous component of carbon dioxide is going to be liquid phases particle. We must freeze that liquid carbon dioxide, mean it's going to be solid carbon dioxide. That the solid carbon dioxide is used to many categories like as important things like as medicinal purpose, like as treatment properties. That means when in our body anywhere on that bad occasion in our body parts it's cutting like that, mean that the body parts is easy to affected by in our atmosphere air to by that contamination, right now. That's mean fermentation, oxidation carried by in our cutting body part. But when it's the body parts cutting, mean instantly we are deposited to that solid form of carbon dioxide that cannot be affected by our atmosphere. That means it's fully arrested. It's instantly we are giving to that first aid or shortly we are going to the medical help, mean it's easy to join with our cutting body part. This is too helpful for our medicinal purpose. Next, it's on decorative purpose also, because in our dry in our solid form of carbon dioxide, its nature of the name is dry ice. Dry ice mean it's nothing but it's not giving to that eating purpose, it's only for the process of fuming purposes. In our TV dance shows singing competitions or in our stage shows, anywhere itself is the fumes is there, white fumes. This is happens in the presence of dry ice only, because dry ice generally absorb that water vapors presence of our atmosphere. Is it clear? No, we know very well for that rusting. Is it clear how it's carried by that? Only in the presence of air? No, not at all. The rusting process is carried by in our ion pieces in the presence of air, followed by the absorption of water vapors only. So, in our air it's contain water vapors. So that in the presence of dry ice, the water vapors is automatically surrounded by the solid form of dry ice component like solid carbon dioxide. So it's clearly and impressively appeared like as white fumes is there. It's too liking to see, that's why. Next, what is mean by the dry ice? Solid form of carbon dioxide. Is it clear? These are the physical properties of carbon dioxide. What it is? It's colorless, odorless gas. It's on the gaseous phase component mean. And next, it's on heavier than air, then only is surrounded by the earth surfaces. Then third one is it is just not supported by combustion. And then fourth one is sparingly soluble in our water surfaces in the presence of slightly apply with our pressure. Right now, then fifth one is it's easily to converted by that liquid and then solid. That the solid form of carbon dioxide is known as dry ice. That the dry ice is the simplest example for sublimation. We know very well for that the chemical processes like physical activities like sublimation mean it's nothing but when one of that solid component is lose their energy, is directly going to be the gaseous component. These type of process is known as sublimation. So the simplest example material to use sublimation process mean there is none other than its carbon dioxide. Is it okay? So these are the physical properties of carbon dioxide. Is it clear? Right. Next we will discuss about that chemical properties of carbon dioxide. First one of the chemical properties known as combustibility. It's a highly non-combustible material because it's supported by combustion. Is it clear right now? Moreover, combustibility, because in our carbon dioxide it's does not supported by the combustibility because it's arresting to that firing. In our using like as a fire extinguisher, this is having like the evolution of carbon dioxide mean it's instantly stopped to firing on that body surfaces. This is simply happens the property of combustibility. Is it right now? Next, reaction with metals. Metals like sodium, potassium, zinc, calcium, iron, all those things mean it's simply giving their correspondent carbonate compounds except magnesium, because magnesium is a divalent compound. It simply absorbs that energy from oxygen, not for carbon dioxide. The oxygen is also presence of our carbon dioxide, So the magnesium is absorbed that energy from oxygen only, not for carbon material. Then only it's produced magnesium oxide, not for magnesium carbonate. So except magnesium, majority of metals like calcium, sodium, potassium, those are giving their corresponding carbonate metallic substances. Magnesium only it's provide magnesium oxide. Is it okay? Right now. Then it is simply giving to be the major component like carbonate and oxide compounds within the reaction of metals. It's reacted with non-metallic substances. See right now, reaction with non-metallic substances mean we know very well for that which is on that metal and which is on that non-metal. Metals mean it's having the basic property like conductivity. Conductivity mean it's passing through the energy to one place to another place. Right now these are metallic substances. Conductivity means depends on two process like as heat and electricity, conduction. These are the conducting nature. So metals are simply having conductor nature, but non-metals it cannot conducted by heat and electricity. Because of that, those are highly binded electrons present on that their own atomic species. That's why the non-metals cannot be carried by the conductivity nature. So, in our carbon dioxide, it react with the non-metals, mean like as hydrogen and then oxygen, other than in our carbon, it simply provide the relevant non-metallic carbonate compounds, such as for example sodium hydroxide. We will really know for the carbon dioxide physical property is known as it's slightly acidic in nature. So, this is on that slightly acidic, that means weak acid, it's react with the base, mean it simply provide salt and water, like the process is known as neutralization. When is the reaction is carried by as one of the acid and base, mean it simply followed by the process is known as neutralization, because the entirely characterization differences between acid and base, it's react to each other, mean it's simply giving to that neutral substance like as salts and then liberation of water molecule. Is it right now? Then only in our sodium hydroxide react with carbon dioxide, mean it simply provide sodium hydrogen carbonate, that means sodium bicarbonate, that the sodium bicarbonate is used to variety of categories in our general life. Okay, now further we will discuss on higher classes. Moreover, reaction with non-metal of carbon dioxide, mean it's correspondingly provided with their carbonate. Is it real, isn't it? Okay, now then moreover it's reacted with lime water. Which is that lime water? Calcium react with oxide, it's forming as a calcium oxide. This calcium oxide, when is added by that water, it's forming as a calcium hydroxide. This calcium hydroxide is simply present like as a cleared solution. When is passed through the carbon dioxide, the solutions appeared milky form. You know very well for that milk appeared. Is it clear now? Which one of the container is having milk, that the whole container is appeared like as a same appeared, that means colorless, white, right now. So, the milky appearance is carried by that. When we continuously pass through that carbon dioxide, mean it's clearly provided like insoluble substance like calcium carbonate. It's simply deposited on that container right now. Why they before on that forming as in a milky, mean the action of calcium hydroxide to addition by carbon dioxide, mean it's intermediately to form calcium hydrogen carbonate, that means intermediate compound, that means it's middle compound like that. So, reactant to product. So, the calcium hydrogen carbonate it's getting by calcium hydroxide to pass through carbon dioxide. So, the carbon dioxide is finely reacted with the calcium hydroxide, the product like is calcium carbonate. The calcium carbonate is which type of solid? Insoluble solid. Is it clear right now? So, the calcium carbonate is widely present of in our general purposes like to using marbles, which is our flooring material widely presence of our construction today, day by day life. This is like as marbles, you know that the marbles is nothing but it's known as calcium carbonate. Is it okay? Right now. Then next we want to discuss like Venus. We will know for that Venus planet in our Milky Way, no, that Venus planet is contain 96 to 97 percentage of carbon dioxide only. When the presence of carbon dioxide is much more greater, mean it's having much more hotter surface, then only in our Venus contain so hotter planet, because it's having 462 degrees Celsius. What's the degree Celsius is maintained like in our Venus? 462 degrees Celsius. It's too hot. Right now, this is on that information for us. It's too inspirable in our nature. Next, we will discuss about that uses of carbon dioxide. Uses of carbon dioxide mean it's much more greater in our day-to-day life. Carbon dioxide is used to prepare soft drinks or aerated drinks. Soft drinks mean you are using flavored cool drinks. Is it clear? Many flavors is there, you know very well. So, these are that flavored soft drinks. Other than in our indigestion you are getting like a spicy or heaviest food mean you feel like so indigestion. Okay, now what it happens like that in your parents are suggested to drink soda, right? Now the soda is contained like as aerated drinks. That aerated drinks is contain much more greater ratio of carbon dioxide only. Carbon dioxide is a high pressure to deposit to in our water, it's converted by aerated drinks. Right now in our soda it's nothing but addition of carbon dioxide in our water, that's all. Right now next for it, it's used to fire extinguisher. We will see right now in your school area, right now this is the red color cylinder is there, you know that component is nothing but this is known as sodium hydrogen carbonate. That the sodium hydrogen carbonate, it's when is the clipping to on, that the carbonate it's decomposed to form as a carbon dioxide gas. That the carbon dioxide gas only is deposited to the surface of firing area, then only the fire is fully arrest. Is it right? So this is perfectly using to fire extinguisher. Then next one of that important uses like we know very well for that here before, dry ice. Dry ice is used as a medicinal purpose for the treatment for cutting body parts. Is it right now? So don't forget like this. So moreover it's using as a decorative purpose. In our TV shows you can see this is on the usage of material like solid form of carbon dioxide. Then another one more important use is like as the manufacture of ammonium fertilizer. This is the major component to as catalyst purpose carbon dioxide only. When it's passed to that carbon dioxide in the presence of ammonia, it's forming as a urea. Already we will discuss on that nitrogen content, you know. Urea is the while to use in our fertilizer of our agriculture. That is known as diamide compound. That the diamide is contain carbon monoxide. That means it's getting from carbon dioxide only. There is no anywhere. Right now, carbon dioxide is used as food preservator. Food preservator, how it's used as a food preservator, sir? We are already discussed like that. Soft drinks is contain carbon dioxide. Then only in our soft drinks are too tasty and valuable and storage manner. Otherwise it's going to happens to manufacture mean it's passed through the traveling and shaking and then heat energy is absorbed mean it's easy to spoil. The presence of carbon dioxide only, it cannot be destroyed. So these are the usages of carbon dioxide. We never forgot like that the carbon dioxide usages is much more in our general life also. So we must limitly using our carbon dioxide and well to utilize our general life. Is it clear? Take care. Happy day to all.